Oh, you thought they were just coming for the po folk? Oh no, they coming for us hard-working people. They about to hit us with the... Let me show you what I'm talking about. But before we do, I'm Larry of the No Regrets Show. I see things differently, and a lot of other people on my channel, my subscribers, my members, we see things differently too. Do you know they trying to put our pension money into Bitcoin? Oh, you ain't know? Let me show you.
One other crypto, Anthony Pompliano, founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. You're a viewer. You saw both Michael Saylor and the other individual. I have to look up his name to find it again. But I thought it was really interesting that the usage case for Bitcoin in a portfolio, it can augment certain conservative strategies. And I'm wondering, are we going to see more of that? And is it for fiduciaries and for pension managers and people that, he was talking about narrowing the liability gap for state and municipal employees and their pension plans using Bitcoin to augment the return. Is that prudent in your view?
Well, I think there's a couple things going on. First of all, when you talk about corporations, historically they've had two levers to pull in terms of improving their business. They can drive more revenue or they can cut expenses. What Michael Saylor really introduced is this idea of taking your balance sheet and creating a third lever that you can pull. It's not really that new. Real estate has been doing this for a long time where they use that to secure loans and do other things. It's just that we haven't thought of software companies or others being able to do the same thing. And so now you have an asset that obviously is growing very quickly. There's only 21 million of them and it seems to be working out. Now, what I do think is interesting is because there's only 21 million of these, anyone who buys it, if there's increased demand, the price goes up. And so, we had a fund that was anchored by two public pension funds that we raised in 2018. We bought Bitcoin around $5,500 for those public pension funds. They're up really big on it. And so I do think that anytime you buy an asset, whether it's Bitcoin stocks, commodities, real estate, et cetera, and it goes up a lot, it will help close those funding gaps. Now, what I do think is really important, though, is Bitcoin in particular was a bottoms-up adoption story. So historically, technologies are top-down. Governments and militaries adopt it first, then corporations, and eventually individuals. Here, you actually had individuals first. The reason why that's important is Bitcoin is the only asset that I know of in financial markets. As the price goes up, it becomes less risky. And so now you have the biggest pools of capital showing up and saying, it now is only big enough where I can start to buy it.
Yeah, that little smithering guy. Yeah, it's actually been done before. It's just like real estate. It's nothing like real estate. I'm in real estate. I'm in my home making this video. See, ladies and gentlemen, this already happened before. It happened in 2022 when Wall Street brushed this under the rug. The pension for the teachers lost a crap ton of money. I think this was Canada. They lost a crap ton of money in their pensions, okay? You see, ladies and gentlemen, these people have nothing at risk. They're going to get their fees regardless. Now, in my opinion, we're going to talk about if I was a pension fund manager, what my terms would be. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. You may love Bitcoin. You may love crypto. But if I was a fund manager, I would say, okay, put that in the 401k. Let them gamble on their own if they want. Some people don't want some people don't want Bitcoin in their pension. If they want to gamble all in on their future and their 401k, let them. I'm sure they'll be crying in the future. But when it comes to your pension, this is your years of service you did, 20, 30, 40. I've been a longshoreman for 22 years. They're coming after us too. There's no repercussions if they lose our money. They are setting up something called deregulation. Deregulation means we go to the strip club with your money and make it rain. And if we lose it, oops. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I would set up something, okay? This is what I would do. If I was a pension fund manager, I would say these things. Even the guy who was doing the interview couldn't get through the words. He's like, he can't believe Michael Saylor said, start putting crypto or Bitcoin into a pension. The definition of a Ponzi, Charles Ponzi started this. It was an actual person, Charles Ponzi. This is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. Doesn't this sound like crypto? You need someone else to come along and purchase it for the value to go up, and you pay past investors. Now, some people who love crypto will say, oh, the stock market's the same way. False. Somebody made my new Aruba no regret. I couldn't get no regrets on there, so I had to put no regret. Somebody made this microphone. They made these headphones. It's a product. Somebody made a product. There's workers making the product. Said, I come buy it. There is a profit margin. Bitcoin does not do anything unless somebody comes along and purchase it. If there are no more purchases, Bitcoin does not go any higher. You always run out of buyers. It's just a matter of time who's left without the seat. This is what I would do. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I would do and what I wouldn't do. What I would do is I would sit him down and sit Michael Saylor down. And I'll say, okay, you're confident about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy and all this. We'll put it in our fund. If you agree to these terms, we're going to put you up against the wall. If anybody, any worker cannot retire and it's defunded and they are, they don't have a pension, we're going to put you up against the wall. We're going to get the most bucking bronco we can and kick you in your balls 1,000 times. And then we're going to take you and them swollen nuts and we're going to throw you in general population in Pelican Bay for 1,000 years. That's going to be the penalty if anybody loses any money. Since you're so confident about this investment, since you have no money at risk because you get your money in fees, you get your money in real money. So if you want to take our money and put it in monopoly money, that's the penalty. Watch how quick they go. Without further, yeah, we did some more research on that, and we feel we're just going to leave it in the S&P 500 and a total stock market index fund. Yeah. Well, we understand there. Okay, well, we understand you're going to do that now after you have repercussions. Because what happens is they'll just hire high-priced lawyers and they'll stand in front of Congress and go, at this time, my counsel instructed me to invoke my Fifth Amendment right, so I do not incriminate myself. They did it over and over and over again. They always do. 2008, they did it. .com, they did it. Now, here's what I would not do. Do not purchase things like this, ladies and gentlemen. You can do what you want. It's your money. I didn't help you make it. I can't tell you how to spend it. But if you have a family, there is a used Toyota Sienna. There is a Hyundai minivan. There is an older minivan. You can get a Camry. I see people with one kid driving around in these cars, paycheck to paycheck. Ladies and gentlemen, sit your family down and say, listen, we're going to start eating at home, okay? I know you like McDonald's. I know you like Applebee's and Fridays and all these restaurants we go to, but we're going to start buying some food and we're going to start cooking on the grill. We're going to start cooking home. We're going to put the phones away for an hour and we're going to interact with each other. Back in the day when we were young, we would actually interact with each other. You sit your wife, your spouse, your husband, and you say, babe, I want to get you that fly car, but we can't afford it right now. We're going to drive this hoop dog until the wheels fall off. Then we're going to get another hoop dog till the wheels fall off. Then we're going to fix the engine on the hoop dog. And then when we get our money right and we're financially free, we could talk about it. We could start a business or something and let the business pay for it. We're going to let our investments, we're going to let our dividends pay for it, but we're not going to be slaves for the rest of our lives to working society. What they want is to put people in prison. They want us to wall out and riot that we don't have our pensions no more and go to prison and we end up being the investment. Ladies and gentlemen, they're working on something good for the working people. They want to keep us working for the rest of our lives. They're setting us up. And a lot of these people up here with the day trading plays, I said, it's just like heroin. They introduced heroin to the community, okay? Be smart with your money. Build a nice foundation, not of speculative stuff. Foundation of index funds. Then you can get into dividend stocks and real estate and all that stuff. But just make sure you have emergency fund first. Investments, don't even start investing until you got something that could cover your butt if your wife or you loses a job or if your kid gets hurt or something like that. Don't be groveling at work for extra. Oh, I need it. Please, man. Please help me get extra. Because now they own you. Have an emergency fund set up, okay? They're working on something great for themselves and horrible for us. I've been here trying to help people avoid these issues. So no regrets or no regret, no regrets. If you made it this far, think about subscribing and joining the channel. No regrets, get it.